surrounded by a lot of people who go to Western Michigan University, people who pretty much mainly have school as their priority, and also alcohol as their priority. I'm a person that doesn't like alcohol much. I'm a person who likes to grind. I like to get on my computer, put on my headphones, and make changes and change my life. And, I get invited out to the bar on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I say no pretty much 95% of the time because I'm a person who I want to be different than the normal. I don't want to be an average person who hits the bar 3 days a week, feels like trash 4 days a week or more, gets trash sleep because of it, hangs around with lower quality people because of it. It's just, I think I'm blessed for having a genetic predisposition to not like alcohol, but it also really sets me up because it helps me pursue my dreams. But a con of that is that it's very isolating. People look at me like I'm insane. People look at me like I'm crazy. Harley, why don't you just come and be a regular college student? Harley, why are you doing this podcast thing? What the heck? People might not always say that, but people definitely think that. And, it can be isolating. But what's nice about being a person with habits is that when you find other people in your life who have habits and act on these habits, that bond you have with that person can be deep. And, I might not have a ton of friends that I'm really deep and close with because I feel like I have different habits and lifestyle than a lot of people. It's very isolating, but I'm blessed to live with Nate. He has similar habits. I'm blessed to be close with my brother who has similar habits. My mom, my father, my girlfriend, all of these people in my life, I'm very blessed to be around. But this is just, I guess, a little bit of a warning where if you're a person who has a goal, you don't know exactly how to reach it, and you don't know exactly how to start, I'd say habits are the way to start, but this is a bit of a precursor. You're going to be a little isolated when you try to pursue this goal through habits. I throw this podcast across all these platforms with all these clips, and I throw it on my Snapchat. Hundreds of people see it every day. About maybe one person reaches out every 1 or 2 weeks and says, "Great work, keep it up." Most other people just keep on scrolling. They just keep on living their life because, well, maybe they don't want to congratulate me. Maybe they don't want to try to encourage because they know deep down they're not implementing habits into their life that are going to make their dreams a reality. Or maybe they are. But either way, it makes it harder for me to be close with people. And that's just something that can be kind of difficult at times to really swallow. But on the other hand, it's really optimistic because it's like, okay, if my habits are putting me on a trajectory, that means I'm going to find people and surround myself with people that have a similar trajectory. And we're going to reach the moon in a sense and just keep going. And that's something that I'm really excited for. And, it's just, life is all about priorities. Where are your priorities? Are your priorities going out with your friends and having a fun time? Or are your priorities health? Or are your priorities trying to analyze who your future partner is going to be? Are your habits and priorities about, how to be a good father? I just did an episode with Locke Hammond, and he was explaining how to be just a solid father and a great role model to young people and to your spouse. And it's like, I don't have a spouse, I don't have kids, but these are the priorities I have in my life. I know I don't have kids yet, but I know I want to and will. And so, it's just, what kind of priorities do you have? And what priorities do your friends have? If your friends' main priorities are having a fun time going to the bar and watching Netflix, then you might have to find different friends. And, that's tough to say, but, I've found friends through Instagram. It sounds insane. I found people who have podcasts. A person who has a podcast, in my opinion, is a person who is sacrificing their own time, energy, effort into something that's going to better them in the future. It means they have a forward view on life. They are thinking of the future. They're habit oriented. And those are the people I've met. I've met a ton of people with podcasts. And honestly, I could say that some of the people I've met are closer than a lot of the people that I know in my real life. And that's just life. When you realize that your priorities are different than your friends, you might have to separate and you'll find other friends, or you might be really blessed to have friends that truly support you. And if you have friends that truly support you, I would say keep them close, because that's something that is so valuable that it's kind of hard to articulate why. Why is it so valuable? Because they're a person in your life who could just be selfish and care about their own life and their own goals, but they're patient and caring enough to actually listen and actually give advice and actually support you. And that shows something about them.